When Leon Rose traded the control of 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges, he thought he was getting an all-star, a guy that could average 20 points per game and guard the number one scoring threat on opposing teams. And he is starting to do that, and we are starting to see the vision that Leon Rose had. We're going to break that down on today's show as Mikal Bridges is playing his best basketball as a New York Knick. But your New York Knicks, they're starting to play pretty good. 10-5 in their last 15 games. If you are enjoying the hoops you are watching, hit that thumbs up icon right now. When Leon Rose made the trade for Mikal Bridges, his master plan was to add a 3-and-D all-star level caliber player alongside Jalen Brunson, OG Anunoby, and other players. And we are starting to see Mikal Bridges come into form. You're watching Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. We know that Mikal Bridges got off to a slow start with the New York Knicks. Josh Hart told us to calm down, relax. This is a new situation. It's a new team. It's a new role. He's got to find his footing, and he is starting to do that so far in the month of December. In his last 7 games played, he is looking like the guy that all of us thought we were getting. He's averaging 21.1 points per game, 3.1 assists, shooting north of 56% from the field. He's shooting 42% from 3. Through like the first 17 games of the season, he was shooting 30% from 3. So he's starting to get on track for that. But the thing that I love the most is his catch and shoot 3-point percentage is up to 46.5% in the last 7 games. That is one of the better marks in the National Basketball Association. And if the New York Knicks want to win the NBA Finals, if the New York Knicks want to win the Eastern Conference and punch their tickets to the NBA Finals for the first time in 20-plus years, they need Mikal Bridges to play at this level. They need him to be a difference maker. They need him to be a guy that can go out and get you 20 and also can go out and limit the top scoring threat for opposing teams. And we are starting to see him do that. Shout out to Tommy Beer, one of the best Knicks follows on Twitter. Give him a follow. Shout out to him. Always been super kind to me. I love the stat dives that he does. Listen to this one. There are only 2 players in the NBA averaging more than 20 points per game while shooting above 55% from the floor and above 40% from three-point territory in December. Nikola Jokic, the 3-time MVP, and Mikal Bridges. This is the type of guy the New York Knicks are going to need on their team if they want to win the Eastern Conference. And what's so encouraging for me is he continues to get more comfortable and he continues to grow from 3-point range with the New York Knicks. In his first 19 games, he was shooting 30% from 3. Just 33.3% from the left corner, a really awesome 53.1% from the right corner, but just 20% from above the break. Fast forward to the last 7 games for the New York Knicks and Mikal Bridges. He's shooting 60% from the left corner. Still white hot, 46.7% from the right corner. But it's the above the break threes that are starting to come along, shooting 33.3% from that. If you don't know an above the break 3, it is any 3 on the floor that is not in the corners. And that had been somewhere where Bridges has been struggling this year, and he's starting to knock those down. The jumper is looking better. He's playing with more confidence, and he is starting to let it fly like he did in Phoenix and in Brooklyn. He's also doing other things on the floor that are helping the New York Knicks win. The highest plus-minus across the NBA in the month of December. 4th place, Karl Anthony Towns. Shout out to him. He's been more than anything we could have thought once we made that trade. Anthony Edwards in 3rd place at plus 82. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at plus 90. And Mikal Bridges plus 94. What does that mean? In the minutes that he has played in the month of December, the New York Knicks are outscoring teams when he is on the court by 94 points. He has been awesome over the last week and a half. And we've detailed the growth on offense, but the defense has been a steady incline all season long. He was never asked to be a point of attack defender when he was a part of those Phoenix Suns teams or when he was a part of those Brooklyn Nets teams. He was voted an all-defensive member. He was voted inside the top 5 for DPOY of the year because of what he could do as a help defender, as a switch defender, as a wing defender. Now they are asking him to guard the best guards every single night. and he's starting to pick up on it, and he is starting to grow. I thought he was awesome in the game on Sunday against the Orlando Magic. Jalen Suggs has been one of the best storylines of the NBA all year long about his growth and how he continues to get better. And Mikal Bridges took him to Rikers Island. Just 10 points allowed, forced 5 turnovers. When he was guarding players, they shot 5 of 14 for 35% when Bridges was in their hip pocket. And what he's doing on defense is translating into team success for the New York Knicks. Through the first 18 games of the season, the New York Knicks held opponents under 100 points just 4 times. In the last 8 games, the New York Knicks have held their opponents under 100 points 3 times. So as Bridges continues to get better, the New York Knicks continue to get better. And for so long, I've always talked about OG Anunoby is the most important Knick. And I think that might still be true. We also have Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns. They are irreplaceable. But the ultimate X factor for this team, if they want to put a banner in the rafters at MSG, it is Mikal Bridges. He needs to play like a star. And he has done that, and the results they have followed. Show him some love. I was extremely critical of him early on, and there's still more room for him to grow, and I expect him to do that. I still don't really think we are close to seeing his best version as a New York Knick, but we're starting to get closer and closer. Show him some love. Type those 25s, his jersey number, down in the comments section. I want to react in totality to Knicks versus Magic in a whole. We got to talk about Jalen Brunson in the game that he played. He was awesome. A 20-20 game for Karl Anthony Towns. That's around the corner. But first, I got to give a major shout out to our proud sponsor, Game Time, the best ticketing app in the market. So if you're looking for last-minute tickets, Game Time, it specializes in that. So download the app, create an account, use the promo code CHATSPORTS, that's CHATSPORTS, for $20 off your first purchase, or terms do apply. What I love about Game Time is how easy it is to use the app, and I know that Game Time is going to do everything they can to make sure I get the best seats for the lowest prices guaranteed. Nobody should have a problem with that. Easy to use in the app, though. Views from the seats, last-minute tickets, and the app will actually alert you when the best deals are going on. They call those flash deals. 2 favorite features I have, all-in pricing. The price you see is the price you pay. Nobody likes getting hit with hidden fees at checkout. Game Time, they're not about that. And the Game Time Picks feature, which I love, makes it that much more easy to go see your favorite teams, performers, and artists perform. It's more than just sporting events. You can go to concerts, you can go to theater events, and even comedy shows. So be a real one. Download the app, create an account, and use that promo code CHATSPORTS. That's CHATSPORTS. I've used Game Time for multiple tickets, most recently going to watch the New York Knicks, and that was a lot of fun. You can do the same, so click on the link in the comments and description of today's video. The New York Knicks did get another win on Sunday against the Orlando Magic, 100-91, and I thought it was one of their more well-put-together 48 minutes that they played. Because early on, the New York Knicks struggled to get it going offensively, but they did have a surge as they closed that first quarter. But when you talk about the Orlando Magic, you talk about a rough, rugged, big, physical team. And the New York Knicks, they out-bigged them, they out-physicaled them, and they beat them up. They beat them on the glass 45-39, and we know that that has been an area where the New York Knicks have struggled. And we knew that they were going to throw the kitchen sink at Jalen Brunson. They did. Jalen Suggs was hounding him all night long. Suggs eventually fouled out of that ball game, and Jalen Brunson absolutely dominated and took over that ball game, finishing with 31 points, 5 assists, shoots 44% from the field, but was on fire from downtown, 4 of 8. The game has gotten more physical. There's a lot more prison ball being played right now in the NBA. The hand check is back, which doesn't really, I would say, advantage towards the New York Knicks. That doesn't happen because Brunson is a smaller guy, but he found a way to fight through traffic. They were double-teaming him. They were triple-teaming him. They were blitzing him off screens, and you saw Brunson kind of wear that emotion on his face. There was a bucket late in the second half where he finished at the rim, and he started to flex, and he was flexing and screaming. It was good to see him show some emotion. I know that he Hasn't been a fan of the way that the refs have been officiating him, but he made sure to make plays despite of that. Karl-Anthony Towns, man, what else is there more to say about this guy? 22 points, 22 rebounds, the first 20-20 game by a New York Knick since I believe 2023 with Julius Randle. Tosses out 5 more dimes, shoots 47% from the field. He is an offensive juggernaut right now, and he deserves to be the starting center in the Eastern Conference when it comes to the All-Star game. We talked about Mikal Bridges, another efficient game for him. 7 of 11 from the field, 63%. Overall, he ends up going 6 of 8 from two-point range. He has been money in the mid-range. Shout out to money mid-range Mikal. 17 more points, and we talked about the defense. He was awesome on that end. Josh Hart, man, 12, 5, and 5. I think he had like 5 blocks and steals combined as well. He got him going in the fast break. Thought he played a good game. Got to have Hart. OG didn't do much. Only 8 shots. Wasn't very efficient. Hasn't been all that efficient over the last couple of weeks. Don't have any worry in the world about that. He's going to get that to go. He's going to start coming along on that department, but he played good on defense. And anytime in 2024, 2025, you hold the team 91 points, that's an A-plus in the defensive column for me. McBride didn't shoot all that well. Thought he played good overall. Did go 2 of 2 from downtown. I wonder when fans start to chant deuce when he lines up a three-pointer, if it's distracting. It was extremely loud in Orlando. It was MSG South down there. Nothing much to say about Deuce. Thought he played all right. Precious looked good. You saw some Precious and Karl-Anthony Towns minutes together. That's a lineup that I think the Knicks will look to go to a little bit more as the continuity and the chemistry continues to grow between those two players. I always think about it like this. The more ways a fighter can win a fight, the better off they are going to be. And right now, we know the Knicks, they can beat you in a rock fight. They did that against the Orlando Magic. We know they can outscore you. One of the best offenses, if not still the best offense in the NBA. Precious gives them another counter to go up against some bigger lineups. Campaign, not much. 0-1 from the field, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Didn't have a problem with him, but I thought he was just all right. 100 points for the Knicks last night, 20 assists on 33 shots. One of the slower-paced games. The Magic do play good defense out to them and Coach Mosley. But the New York Knicks, they were just the more talented team, especially with no Paolo Banchero and especially without Wagner. They did what they had to do. They went on the road. They took care of business. And we got the Minnesota Timberwolves up next. The first game with Karl-Anthony Towns playing against his team and Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo playing against theirs. We're going to be live on the channel for that ball game. That's going to be a juicy one. So subscribe, turn your notifications on, and make sure you are following me on social media at @MarshallGreen_.